This is episode 8 of Diaspora Highlights, produced by the Diaspora Unit, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Guyana. This episode spotlights internationally renowned jazz and R&B artist Jerry Elcock, who has been pursuing his passion for music and promoting his beloved country of birth, Guyana. Born and raised on the west coast of Demerara, Elcock embarked on his music career after migrating to the USA. Like many other renowned artists, he told the Diaspora Unit that it is necessary to follow your dreams regardless of the negatives.
Good. So I was born and raised in Guyana. To be precise, I was born in Virginia on the west coast, and I grew up at Metaminzarg actually with my aunt and my uncle. But every weekend we would go to Virginia to visit the other siblings. And so I attribute my being who I am today from the earliest training and the opportunity to be in a private school, in a private setting at a very early age. And I believe that if you train children very early and you put them in a certain environment, you can see the result. I think, and I really do believe that I'm a product of that, because I have other siblings and other relatives that don't have the same desire and ability to do the things that I do, and we're blood. So you would have thought that if we're all from the same, even though we're all individuals, we would at least aspire to be something better than from where we came. So early childhood learning to me is a very, very important thing to have in your life. I became a young apprentice at the Sea Defense Project in the 70s, and so being eager to learn all the skills that were just thrown about gave me the opportunity to leave Guyana and migrated to the United States and, just follow my dreams and did my thing. Prior to that, of course, my dad was an assistant pastor at the AME Church, where we all went, myself and my sisters, and, they were older than I, except one, and so we sang, we did concerts, and I did my little recitation piece, whatever, you give you a little something to say, and you got to remember that, you got to rehearse. But I really did enjoy my dad as I watched and listened to him play the guitar and really arrange the music and the concerts for everyone else to enjoy. I take from that experience, and I remind myself each day that whatever contribution my dad made, I inherited some of that. And so I have to give props to what's due. When I migrated to the United States, I think that's when I really embarked on the music career, because I saw the opportunity and I felt within my heart that I can do this. And leaving Guyana and coming to the States at a young age, you're still not sharp enough to, get into all of the nooks and cranny. And I was teased a lot by some of my friends. We were in the same band together, and, I had to learn really quick, and I did. I followed my dreams regardless of all of the negativity that was thrown at me. I wanted to be me all the way through. Yeah. But I understood very clearly that in order to make it on an international scene, you have to adapt yourself and be equipped to at least speak so people can understand what you're saying, and not trip over yourself and fumble and all of that type of stuff. So, I read a lot. I took some classes. And so I understood that in order to be prepared, I was a Boy Scout here, so you know what the Boy Scout motto is, right? Be prepared. So I had to prep myself in order to get to the next level and do the things that I wanted to do. And then I, just started gigging around New York, little gig here, little gig there, and then one gig lead to the next gig and to the other gig. And I did the Apollo Theater in Harlem, and doing that gig at the Apollo Theater opened up another door for me to do my first Japan tour, and the rest is history. I just kept doing stuff, back and forth. I never gave up my construction business. I have a construction company. I would have only walked away from my construction business if I had like a hit record, because then I would not have been afforded the time to do both. I would have had to make a choice. But God said, no, you're going to keep doing both, so who am I to say that, I should only do one? And I find it very, I draw my inspiration from the world and in my travels. I love to write. I love to create.
Jerry Elcock was raised in a musical family. His father, a guitar player and music teacher. His first singing gigs were with his sisters in The Inspirations, a local gospel group. He reminisced on his musical journey and what it takes to create lyrics.
It could take a half an hour. It could take 10 minutes. It could take 5 days. It all depends. When that energy comes through you, you hear the melody, and you can actually see the lyrics, and so you can write that down in just a matter of minutes. And then there are times when you have an idea of what you want the song to sound like and what you want the lyric or the message to be, and sometimes I struggle to put it all together, and that take time. You could go sit in a recording studio or record, and then you go and you listen, and this doesn't work. This doesn't work. Let me try this. Let me put this in. Stuff like that. So sometimes it takes a lot of time to make it happen, and sometimes a song just happens in 10 minutes. You're done. One pass.
The prolific artiste Jerry Elcock found pleasure as a background vocalist and co-producer for many popular groups early in his music career. Elcock highlighted what's most important in this field.
I love to do background vocals for other artists. I find joy in standing in that room doing background vocals. Unfortunately for me, I learned the game later than sooner. Getting paid to do background vocals, you enjoy the money, you do your thing, but credits, if I had to do it all over again, and I'll say this to anybody, forget the money, just get the credits. Because it's more important to get the credit for what you've done, because the longevity is more important than that quick cash. And so I talk to some musicians and guys that I've run around with over the years, and Jerry, yeah, I remember that thing that you did. Yeah, I remember that too, but my name is not on that album. I wasn't credited for that. It was just the quick, yeah, there's a session tomorrow, Jerry. They need some background vocals. All right, no problem. I'll be there. What time? 8 o'clock? Yeah, you show up. You go in there, you have fun, everybody have fun, you knock it out, and you get paid, you go home. That's not learning the game. So for those records that I'm credited on, it's been, you learn, like, listen, forget the check. Just make sure my name is on that record. Naji, the True Inspiration album, Just an Illusion. I'm doing all the vocals on there on the Naji album with Brian McKnight. Where My Homies At, LL Scratch. Same thing, and sometimes you just have to fight to get to people to put your name on there to get that credit. Because, listen, 10 years from now, I mean, those records are gold records anyway. My royalties is just going to keep sitting there. You know what I mean? And that's what's important. Collecting years later after you would have done that work. As far as my music, Go Home was very sentimental to me because, you know, I was thinking about my mom and my little sister when I was writing Go Home. And so that's deep for me. It's not the most popular song, but you know, whenever I have to sing that song, it just brings back tons of memories. Also, Mop It Up was, it's hippie and, it's like a now sound. I try to incorporate, a whole different. I have Indian dancers, Spanish dancers, white dancers, black dancers. I just wanted to mix it up, and with that flavor, Mop It Up. So I had fun. I had fun making that record.
Other than being a father, singer, songwriter, and producer, Elcock runs a successful construction business in the USA and is seeking to contribute in a profound way to the land of his birth, Guyana. Additionally, he is working on the remix of Oh Beautiful Guyana.
We've just done a recording, or I would say a remake, of Oh Beautiful Guyana. As you know, Oh Beautiful Guyana it was a poem written in the 1800s from Guy and Barbies. And so, Oh Beautiful Guyana is like Guyana's second anthem. We all learned it in school. I find that the music had been so outdated that as I am trying to embark on a few different projects here in Guyana now, Oh Beautiful Guyana came to mind, and I believe it's the perfect vehicle to launch the things that I would like to do now. A few months ago, we finished the recording. We're now setting up all of the components to shoot the video, which will be shot in Guyana. And it's not just a scratchy video. It would look like a movie when it's done. And I don't want to release Oh Beautiful Guyana until the video is ready, because it's not just something to just throw on the radio. It's more of an international. It's a Guyana recognition of, let the world see who we are and what we have to present to the world. And that's what Oh Beautiful Guyana will be like as we continue to make that happen. Yeah. And we also are pursuing a learning center for youth, male and female, all the trades necessary for the building of a society, a building of a country. I'm going to put my best foot forward, along with the help from the government and other entities, to make this learning center a reality. We will have electrical engineering, electrical, mechanics, carpentry, welding, and all of the other ingredients that make a society work. And it's not just getting the youth to come in and learn a skill, but they will be learning skills to make them productive citizens of society. And that's my mission. I handed the package over to the president, to the vice president, and now to Ms. Rasul and Nigel as well. And let's, they all like what I'm presenting in terms of the music and the video and the project for the youths, for the Learning Center. I think as we move forward, the 21st century, I believe that if we don't follow through on all of these programs, we will get left behind. Because as Guyana continue on this trajectory, we need skills as Guyanese. The country need the skills. And if we can't fill those gaps, then other people will have to come and do it for us. Therefore, leaving our youth further behind, probably becoming the pipeline of the criminal enterprise. And I believe that would be a shame. For those of us who has the skill and can see the big picture, I believe that we need to come together and make education for our youth a major priority, so we could keep them away from the elements that exist for one purpose and one purpose only. And we need to change that.
Dance floor, dance till you sweat, have no regrets, until the dance floor soaking wet, and then you just mop it up, mop it up, mop it up, mop it up. Girl, it's like this place on fire, body heat make us all perspire. Turn and twist and move your hips and dance the night away. I just need a pretty lady that has no fear, and you're the prettiest one in here. So come on, let's hit the dance floor. Come on, babe. I just wanna move my body, just want you to shake your body. Everybody take somebody, lead them all to the dance floor. Dance till you sweat, have no regrets, until the dance floor soaking wet, and then you just mop it up, mop it up, mop it up.
This has been Diaspora Highlights, featuring in this week's episode US-based Guyanese singer, songwriter, and producer Jerry Elcock. Tune in again next Wednesday for another episode, which comes to you with the courtesy of the Diaspora Unit, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. So long.
Yeah. I'll never forget. You just remember, yeah, in my heart, we are forever. I'll never forget. You just remember, you're in my heart. We are forever.
We were meant to be, you see. Your mama told me I'm never welcome in her house. You told me don't pay her no mind.
Yeah.
You and I are meant to be together.